The mainstream wants to convince you that just because everybody else is watching porn, there's nothing wrong with it. Never mind the fact that it's basically encouraging filmed prostitution. Never mind the negative effects on the male mind. You want to talk about the reason why so many men are depressed? I bet you it's because almost all of us, especially in younger generations, have some sort of codependence on watching porn. We don't go out and live our lives, we don't try to learn how to develop skills to talk to women and approach women and engage in relationships. Men are weak these days. I always hear women talk about how it's hard to find a good man. Well, that's because they don't need a mate anymore. They can just get off the porn, and then their brain chemistry gets all messed up, and they don't go after women, they just get depressed and keep watching more porn, and the cycle continues. I can speak to this issue because I got addicted to porn in the 7th grade.
It really took me about 1.5 to 2 years where it started to affect me negatively. The pain started to really set in of what I was doing, the realization, what I was doing to my family when my mother found out, my grandmother, my brothers, my friends. Shame started to creep in, and I started needing to find a way to bury that pain, and I wasn't hitting my knees enough, so I started to turn to drugs and alcohol. And it started to ruin my relationships and certainly my family relationships as well. I lost everything that was valuable to me. My wife, my children, my family, my sanity, and
Let's talk about some of the things that porn does to the mind. It causes dopamine reactors to become hypoactive in the same exact way that cocaine does. It causes anxiety and depression to worsen. It's bad for society. Porn turns women into physical objects for nothing more than men's satisfaction. I hear countless testimonies from people who used to watch porn, people who used to be in the porn industry that said, all the glamour, it's all a lie. It's not real. And we wonder why the male depression rate and the male suicide rate is so high. Give me a break.
I stopped watching porn for 2 reasons, basically. The first one was that porn brought so much anger and violence into my private fantasies. And these were anger and violence that were not there originally to begin with. And I did not want that for me anymore. This was not me, and I decided to just put an end to it. Only by watching porn, I take part in creating a demand for filmed prostitution, because that's what porn really is, filmed prostitution. Porna stands for prostitute, graphia stands for documentation, and prostitution was nobody's childhood dream, okay? That it is always a result of trouble and distress. Now, they become so isolated socially. So some of them, like Amanda Todd, rest in peace, some of them actually commit suicide because they find no more value in life or in themselves. So porn is not only in our house, it is a capital case. It is not a minor phenomenon in our society. It is a question of life and death sometimes. It is mainly a question of life and death for the people who participate in porn, because porn is not an embodiment of freedom of speech, freedom of occupation, blah, blah, blah. No, it's an embodiment of sex exploitation working side by side with human traffic, raping, pimping, solicitation. For every one porn star with a book contract or a production company, we've got hundreds of thousands of women and girls who does not survive out there. Literally, they just don't make it. The sex industry just how do you say, chews them up and spits them back into brothels, into hooking in the street, escorting.
There's a growing movement out there. There are people that do NoFap. There are people that do Fight the New Drug. It's because people are waking up to the major endemic that porn addiction is and the fact that it harms society.
Regularly watching internet pornography can cripple your self-confidence and prevent you from having sex with and developing healthy relationships with real women.
This will get you off the couch and courting women, talking to women.
You can't have something like that in your life
without it growing into something else. Everything grows, whatever you keep in your life.
See by the title, I'm going to tell you look, why I decided to completely write off porn.
There are a lot of things that I believe religion has gotten wrong, but pornography, I think they hit the nail on the head from the get-go. Watching porn is wrong. It's bad for society. It's bad for the male mind. There's no way you can sugarcoat it.